welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M, Solve the World. I am James.
and I am Matt. And tonight, or actually,
This afternoon.
this morning, because this will be released in the morning.
Okay.
It is our annual Veterans Day special. And we're getting, much like every year that we have done this, we get the perspective of a veteran and there's perspective of the son of not only a World War II veteran, but the brother of a Vietnam veteran.
Right.
And
That I have many friends who
Yes.
were Vietnam veterans, and
but now
that I communicate with on a regular. I've got a lot of friends that were Desert Storm.
yeah.
Of course, a lot of friends that was War on Terror.
Yeah. Now, James, regardless of whether the beard will throw you, is not old enough to be a Vietnam veteran by no means.
No, I would have been a Desert Storm era.
Yep.
Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Yep. I was still in high school during Desert Storm and Desert Shield. I was in Somalia in 1994, helped oversee the official pullout of all U.S. citizens from Mogadishu. I am a veteran of the global war on terrorism, both Iraq and 2 trips to Afghanistan. But I digress. For those that may not know, okay, there are three holidays that celebrated for the military. You have Memorial Day, which is for those that did not come home.
Right.
Those that made the ultimate sacrifice, those that had that blank check cashed. You have the branch birthday, whether it be Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force.
Coast Guard.
Nope.
Nope.
Coast Guard's part of Homeland Security. As this is being released, yesterday, November 10th, was the Marine Corps' 250th birthday. And then you have Veterans Day. Veterans Day is for someone who is no longer wearing the uniform, but is still alive.
Right.
So there you go.
Pretty self-explanatory.
You would think,
Yeah.
but some
then-
people just don't understand.
And then a lot of people like to throw 4th of July in there. And yeah, but that's the birth of our nation.
That's
The
the
Declaration of Independence was signed. And
Well, actually-
yes, there's a lot of military stuff with it, because if we were in the military, we wouldn't have been able to do that. But
correct. But it's
Vive la France.
it was a time when the nation came together. Much like
I read a
Yes.
deal the other day talking about the Revolutionary War, and only a small percentage of the colonists were actually for it.
Yep.
The others were just kind of happy just doing what they were doing. And it was, I forget the exact percentage, but it was like in the teens or low 20s that was fed up and wanted to be free from England's tyranny.
Right. There's because everybody was spread out during the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So it wasn't
It wasn't like it popped up on their Facebook immediately.
right. And it's not like everybody was in the same room when it happened. The Declaration of Independence wasn't officially signed by everyone until later in the year. The Constitution wasn't enacted until later.
Later, yeah.
July 4th, 1776 was a date that our forefathers chose to be to celebrate the independence, because it wasn't the end of the war, because we still fought
Oh no,
further.
that was our Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
And then that's when the real shit got going.
Yeah.
That was our to England.
Yep.
And for what? If you don't understand that, that's the English version of that.
Yes.
So,
That's
for those
why
of you listening, two fingers
showing the knuckles.
showing the knuckles
Yeah.
is the English FU,
Yes.
so to speak.
And that's why if you go into a English pub and it's very loud and you order 2 pints.
You want that way, or that way.
The best way to do it is just stick up your pointer finger and your pinky. Let me get 2. 2.
Give them the horns.
Yep.
Yep. And you know how that got started?
No.
How it became a slur.
No.
According to my brother,
Okay.
who was stationed over in England, 2 different stints for 7.5 years total.
Okay.
That all came from back in the Middle Ages when they had archers.
Ah.
And whenever they would capture an archer, they would chop off those 2 fingers.
Ah, okay.
So they couldn't pull a bow.
Yes. I got it.
So on the battlefield, the archers started giving them this to show them that they still had their fingers. And that evolved into a modern day FU.
Fuck you.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I could see that. A lot of, not a lot, but snipers. Well, specifically the movie Sniper.
Right.
They cut off his trigger finger. But the character was such a badass, he was able to fire with his middle
The
finger.
middle finger. Yeah.
Very weird.
Little different
Yeah.
pulling the trigger than it is trying to pull a bow back though. With a missing digit.
Yeah.
You could learn that.
Well,
It like I say, it'd be weird. It's kind of like when I turned my guitar upside down and held it left-handed.
yeah.
My hands were, I'm not going to say the word because it might get us banned, but they were
Yeah. Now, in the Special Olympics, or the Paralympics, if you will, there is an archer that does not have an arm,
I've seen that.
doesn't have a right arm, and he uses his teeth, or they use their teeth, and they've got a release. So they've got the bow out with one arm, and they're pulling it back, and then it's like they...
It might be one of them that once it gets a certain tension and he just gives it a little more, it releases. Because Rogan talks about that's the release he likes on his, because when he pulls back, he's not pulling the trigger. He gets back to a certain spot, and then he just brings that shoulder back a little bit and it releases. Because that way you're not anticipating
Right.
the release. It just goes.
That's...
Have you seen that girl that shoots with her feet?
yes. Yeah, I saw her on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. It's like,
And I mean, that
how in
girl...
the fuck?
Yeah, and she does. She's like in a scorpion pose.
Yeah, she's like,
Legs up behind her, and she's got a hold of it, and she pulls the bow back, and she's firing the arrow at a live person.
yeah. And she's apparently pretty good because that person's still alive.
Yes. But James, tell us a story, if you can. A favorite story from either your dad or your brother that at first reaction you're like, what the hell? But it, as time went on and you understood it, it made you chuckle.
Well, one that dad didn't talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was in the Battle of the Bulge and all that stuff. You know, he went in, his group went in basically a few days after D-Day.
Your dad was part of
5th Armored Division.
5th Armored Division.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was He was in the scout jeep ahead of the artillery and shit.
Okay.
But he said they were in the Ardennes forest, and it had been raining, and raining, and raining, and raining. And they started getting mortared. And they all got out, got underneath their vehicles. But it was so muddy that these mortar shells went bloop, and didn't explode.
Yep.
And it happened all around. He said, you know, if it had been a little bit drier, so the whole group would have been wiped out. But, and then my brother's got a story. His small group, they were.
He was a Air Force mechanic or crew chief?
Crew chief.
Crew chief.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they had a mission, and they were up in the trees. Well, the bad guys ended up camping out below them. Didn't know they were up in the trees. And he said he's sitting there, and he said, you know, here in Missouri, if a snake's green, it's okay.
Yep.
But over there, they had a little green bastard that'd kill you. And all of a sudden, this fucking snake comes crawling off this fucking limb, comes down, crawls across him, and everything. Kept on going. I said, did you want to piss yourself? He goes, yeah, but then they'd have known we was there. So it started raining on them.
I worked with a Vietnam veteran years ago before I joined the Army. He was a Marine. He was part of Charlie Company 29. He was part of the Walking Dead. And I'll explain why they were called the Walking Dead. But he wore glasses. And they were going through the bush, and he was the number 3 man on the column for his platoon. And a branch came back and busted him in the face and broke one of the lenses on his glasses. Or actually, no, broke his glasses.
Right.
So his platoon sergeant grabs a ration box and cuts one side off and covers an eye. Because with both eyes, you can't see shit, right?
Yeah.
But you cover that one eye, you're making the other eye concentrate. And he was able to have depth perception, but they took his M16 away from him, gave him a shotgun, and put him out on point.
Oh boy.
He's got another one that he would tell. They were setting up an ambush on a known VC path. And he had a couple of F&Gs with him. Those that don't know, they're the fucking new guys.
Right.
And they're
shitless.
They're laying down, and there's a known path, and the guys are lined up, both sides intermittent. So when they start shooting, they're not shooting at each other; they're shooting past. And 12 guys, 12 Viet Cong come walking by, and this kid's about to get up, and the guy I worked with grabbed him and shoved him into the ground. Because 120 walked by.
Oh, shit.
That 12 men were a scout party for the company that was coming up.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we ain't fucking...
We'd engage in 120 of these motherfuckers.
Fuck no. One of the funny stories... it's a fucked up story. Leading up to it, but without missing a beat, it was what was said. Just hilarious. So the day my truck got blown up, we're on Route Corn in Jizr Diyala, which is south of Baghdad in Iraq, right across the Diyala River. And on Route Corn, it had been paved, so it was raised. And it was only big enough, honestly, for about a Humvee and a half. That's how wide this road was.
Right. You
And
want to meet traffic.
traffic didn't want to meet us.
Right.
So we rolled over an IED going into the first of an S curve, and my driver, I every time I see Matt or on Facebook or I talk to him or whatnot, I give him mad props. Still to this day, I don't know how he was able to keep it up on the road.
Right.
Brandon, the truck commander, he kept his cool, even though he had a piece of shrapnel in his arm and his ankle was crushed. Didn't know it at the time because of adrenaline.
Right.
And I was up in the gun, and I happened to be faced over, because it was the right front tire that rolled over it, and the engine, the hood, everything blew up. The roof panels came up and came around my gun shield. They pulled me out. I don't remember. I swore I was blind. Bad phobia of my eyes and everything. But they finally get my eyes cleaned out, and my eyes are open, and Matt comes up and he's like, "Hey, have you seen my M14?" And I'm like, "I'll play your silly game, Matt. Where is your M14?" Everybody just kind of stopped, just kind of laughed about it, because, this was after, and I've told this story before, walking out to the vehicle and getting ready to light up this van. This was after that.
Right.
Still can't really hear. And of course, I'm yelling because I can't hear shit. Both eardrums are perforated.
Right.
I got a little bit of blood on the back of my head, but, according to some of my exes, there was no loss there. I mean, it's just a big old bowl of jelly. But I mean, it was just hilarious that, without missing a beat, and this was 2006. So it goes back at least that far with me. I'll play your silly question. Or I'll play your silly game.
Speaking of the Desert Storm guys,
Yeah.
this guy, he's like a year younger than me in school.
Okay.
And he got back and everything, and we were talking about it. And he was in Saudi. And he said the worst part about the Saudi desert was it was 120 some degrees in the morning, and it got cold at night. And he said they told all of them, when you take your boots off, put your socks over the tops of your boots.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you're going to get scorpions in there. They said also, when you wake up in the morning, don't make any sudden movements, because a cobra could be laying on your chest.
Right.
Because they come in for the warmth. And at that time, when they were over there, I think they got 2 liters of water a day.
Sounds about right. They didn't have
They
the I know it's not refinery, but the purification. Yeah.
They got like a 2 liters of water a day. Then they had to ration out, and it's like, God, how'd you do that in 127 degrees? He's like, well, you do what you got to do.
Right. Now, fast forward to when, after the invasion of Iraq in 2003, when I was there in 2005, our trucks were deadlined if the air conditioner went out. Because it's 130 degrees in Baghdad. Much like in Phoenix, because Phoenix is really a concrete jungle, and it's in the desert, but the more concrete, the more blacktop, the hotter it fucking gets.
It makes you wonder too, because on the same subject but totally off of it, in the United States, cities like Las Vegas and
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, Austin, all those cities never really grew until after the advent of air conditioning. You know, they were settlements that
Yeah.
were founded. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, Las Vegas was basically Boulder City was become a city because of building the Hoover Dam.
Right.
And
Right.
Las Vegas, you know, in the 50s and 60s, it was a little fucking town.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much at all. But then air conditioning came in. Then people go, hey, we can go live there now.
Mm-hmm.
But Baghdad,
Yeah.
that's been for thousands of years, people have lived in fucking Baghdad.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
But
I mean,
okay, so
and other, you know, Saudi
yeah,
Arabia and
yeah,
all North Africa and everything's been inhabited by humans for thousands of years.
yeah.
And it's
The
like,
the Middle East alone.
yeah,
Now, because you've got people like when we first got to Baghdad, we're seeing everybody that's getting ready to rotate back home. You know, they've been there a year, and at night it's 70 degrees, and these guys are these guys and gals are got their big thermals on and everything like that, and it's like, you fucking pussies. I mean, shit. Do you know how fucking warm it is right now? Dude, I'm fucking sweating. If I could walk around in shorts, I would.
and how long it take you to get acclimated?
I I never did.
70s never felt cold to you?
No. Because I've always put off, to me, I can't talk about anybody else, but to me, I've always put off enough body heat that if I'm standing outside, yeah, I could wear our silk weights or our long johns, basically. But the moment I start moving,
You get hot.
oh, I get fucking. Rarely will you ever see me wear long john pants. Just because with a long john shirt or, you know, a base layer shirt or whatnot, you could always take it off.
Right.
The pants, not so much.
Not as easy.
But what
Of
we
course,
did,
I guess what you got, you know, my theory about them living there for thousands of years and how the Western cities didn't really grow until the advent of air conditioning. Most of the settlers in the United States were Europeans.
yes,
And they come from a colder climate.
right,
And they got up there in the heat and they're like, what the fuck? Letters went back home. You don't want to come out here.
right,
Oh, but there's gold in them hills. Well, fuck it. Let's
yeah.
go.
But with the Iraqis, the Iranians, the Saudis, the Afghanis, the Pakistanis, India,
Yeah.
you know, it's evolution. You know, there's always been the Africans, because they're so much closer to the equator, their nostrils are bigger, so they can breathe more air.
Cooling.
But Eskimos, nostrils are big as well,
Right.
so they can get as much air as they can, but the nose itself is smaller.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the whole
That's-
evolution thing,
It's like
but
my brother. He had one TDY. I think it was before his Southeast Asia one in North Africa, in Libya.
okay.
And you know how white my brother is.
Yes.
I mean, back then he was blonde haired, blue eyed, Scotch Irish, right? When them boys got back, all the girls, all the wives went to meet him at the airport, and they're like, "Who are these black guys? That's not my husband." But he said that was the first time and only time in his life he ever tanned was being in fucking North Africa.
When we were in Somalia in 1994, I had never seen a Mexican tan. And my buddy Joe Rodriguez, he was in my platoon. They I'm not going to say they got stuck on shore, but we got redirected to Rwanda to evacuate U.S. citizens from Rwanda, because the president's plane went down.
Right.
And he came back on the boat and shirt sleeve down, neck up, dark.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize it until he's got his shirt off. Then it's like, oh God.
Holy shit! Yeah.
I-
You're wearing a white shirt.
I never seen a black guy tan
Right.
until I was in Iraq. And my boy Israel Garrett, he was another gunner he was on the truck behind me. So I was in the center as a gunner and he was on the gun behind me. And we had been issued the Oakley M frames. Nice big glasses and everything. And didn't realize his skin getting darker until he would take his glasses off, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
He had like reverse raccoon eyes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was like right on the sides where the arm came in and everything, and it's like, fuck, bro.
Well, it's like our buddy Dario.
Yeah.
He's half Cuban.
Yep.
But I've seen pictures of his dad. His dad was actually black, but he was Cuban. But didn't think that about it. And then you go through summer break and come back, and Dario would be dark as fuck.
Yeah.
And we were in PE class. We're down at the swimming pool. We're playing water polo. And I don't remember who it was, but anyway, somebody jumped up for the ball and they dove down, and when they did, they depanced Dario. Well, his ass was as white as yours and mine. But he just tanned really good.
Yeah.
When
we were kids, my younger brother and I, because my older brother, I swear he's got like Scandinavian in him because he does not tan.
Right.
I mean, he's been out in Phoenix.
He burns and then peels and he's white as ever.
He's been in Phoenix over 30 years now. And he's got a little bit of a tan. But yeah, but AJ and I, that's why for years I swore my dad had Native American.
Right.
Because we were like the copper tone babies. And it was just like, holy shit. But I've never been able to no, I take that back. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was able to get that tan again because we were on the coast. And a bunch of us would go to the beach, we would go surfing, and wearing the little green silky shorty shorts that we wore for PT, but you fold over the top and you bring the bottoms up. So when you do get that chance with a lady, and you take your shorts off, and yeah, it's just like,
Right.
it's like a spotlight just shining straight in your eyes with how white everything is.
There used to be a show on HBO years ago. I'm trying to remember the name of it now, but they were talking about tanning beds and stuff, because this is back in the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere there. And they're talking about these deep dark tans and everybody. And this one guy goes, well, to me, I kind of like the white spots.
Yeah. I love tan lines.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. On a woman, I love tan lines because when she does remove her clothes, it's like that contrast of skin draws your eye. Okay. Kind of along the same lines, but not so much. You can't see it as much as James can, but my vitiligo, my hands have no pigmentation on them.
Right.
The pigmentation is gone. But it's noticeable more on the right hand than it is on the left because of my watch and the full sleeve.
Right.
But no, There's no pigmentation, but it draws the eye. Um, like a black person that has vitiligo, your eye is going to be drawn to them because there's such that contrast between the skin. But we got one more story.
Kind of going back to the VA.
Yep. Yes.
My dad in '75, he had to go to the VA, and that's when he got diagnosed with high blood pressure and sugar diabetes and all this stuff.
Yep.
And anyway, I was a little kid. Then we're up there, and there was a black guy, and I didn't know what it was, but apparently it was severe vitiligo.
Yep.
Because he was black, he was dark,
Yeah.
and he had white splotches all over him.
Either vitiligo or Agent Orange.
Or Agent Orange or something, yeah. That's what, didn't know. But he'd walk down the halls crowing like a rooster. He had more wrong than just his skin.
Right. But it draws the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Because
as a little
contrast.
kid, I'm like,
oh, yeah.
what the fuck?
Right. Where you grew up, my formative years before I went to grade school, same sort of area, Southwest Missouri.
Didn't see a lot of black people.
No.
But that wasn't the part that got me about him. It was the part of the
right.
The Agent Orange or the vitiligo. It's like, whoa.
Right. Well, right. And that's the
Plus,
thing
hadn't
is,
seen a lot of black people.
Right. You don't see a lot of blacks, but here you are with this guy in a VA hospital. And your eye, no matter how much you try to look away, your eye is drawn to it because there's such the contrast of the skin. And that's why I love tan lines. But then again, I'm in love with a Irish girl.
When you get to the start seeing the light skin, you're getting close to the good stuff.
Yeah. But little
or the lighter skin, depending on how dark they are to begin with.
Little Irish girl. But I've got to say that, and I want to put this out there right now for all of my brothers and sisters that have served in the United States military. A permanent solution to a temporary problem is never the answer. Someone is always available for you to talk to. Somebody that doesn't know you, that cannot judge you, but they're there to listen. And all you have to do from any cell phone, any phone, pound or hashtag 988. That is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Someone is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Unless it's a leap year, then it's 366. If you don't want to talk, you can text that number. But they are there to help you.
Yep.
It does not mean that you're less of a man or less of a woman if you have to reach out for help. Because regardless of whether you feel it or not, there are people that care.
Exactly.
Everybody's got problems. Some may be worse than others, but it's never the answer to take a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Nope. And there's too much of that going on right now.
One of my Facebook groups that I belong to is my first unit in the Army that I did my Iraq deployment and my first Afghanistan deployment, and it seems like every time I turn around, I'm hearing about somebody losing their battle to their demons, and it's like.
Well, I mean, it's been going on ever since we've had war.
Yeah.
Day one. I mean, back in World War II, they called it shell shock.
Yeah.
Or battle fatigue. Now it's PTSD.
Right.
Because you're seeing and doing things that no human being should ever have to do
Right.
or
And
see, or, you know.
exactly. And the military makes up less than 1% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in the history of our country, we were at war for 20 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
20 years nonstop, two different battlefields.
I mean, you could literally have a father and son serving in the same war.
That's happened.
Yeah. You know.
That has happened.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of cases, grandfather and grandchild being in the same theater at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah. If you have an older, I want to say officer, something like that, and then his
right.
son's
A sergeant major, a full bird colonel.
Yeah.
And then
and he was like 40 at the start of it, and his son just joined.
Yep.
And then his son joined 18 years later.
Right.
You know.
And it's fucking crazy. And yeah, World War II, we had two different campaigns going. We had the European campaign and the Pacific campaign. And they were spread, across the globe. The global war on terrorism, we were in Iraq, and then you go Iran, Afghanistan, and we're there.
Right.
And then towards the end, like, oh, Iraq is done, but we still had forces there. And all it was people were now looking at the Horn of Africa, at the terrorism there. And,
That's why I think it was stretched on so long and didn't come to a good ending, was because it was a war on terrorism.
Yes.
It wasn't a war against Iraq.
Right.
Or a war against Iran, because it would have been over with pretty quick.
Yes.
But
Well, it's like the war on drugs.
Exactly.
Which ones?
Yeah.
All of them?
Coffee? Alcohol?
Aspirin?
Yeah.
I mean, well, they've already tried a war on alcohol. And they failed miserably.
That didn't work too well.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't been real successful on the illegal drugs either.
No.
Heroin and cocaine and
fentanyl.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of people dying on fentanyl.
And there's a view that if we make that stuff legal to where it's controlled, that it might be better. Not to say that we legalize it like we've legalized marijuana here in Missouri.
Right.
But there's a lot of people out there who are sitting in their prison cell looking out at a grow field now, and they got put in that prison because they had a bag of weed on them.
Well, and that's something that the government needs to really rectify. And I'm saying this while we're still in a government shutdown. But you've got these guys, like California had a 3 strikes rule. Specifically, I'll say that. And it could be like first time you got arrested, you had a joint. The second time you had like an 8th bag. And then the third time, boom, another joint, and you got locked up. And it's like, okay, what were you doing with that? And California was the second state that legalized recreational marijuana, because Colorado was first.
Yeah.
Colorado was first. I do know that.
And, and the bad thing about it is, because of that, this supposed war on drugs, the United States locks up more of its citizens than China or Russia. Let that sink in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
and again, we've had this discussion on...
I mean, if you're a major drug dealer and you're shipping it in and you get busted, yes, you should go to prison. But some dude trying to peddle a joint
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean, and we've had this discussion before about why marijuana is a Schedule 1.
Right.
And I saw a report that they constructed a 8x8 wall out of hemp,
Uh-huh.
and there was a controlled burn.
Uh-huh.
Everything behind the wall stayed green. The wall barely rose above normal atmospheric temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Everything around it burnt like
Right.
it's supposed to. And it's like, okay, there's proof right there that hemp is, there's more to the marijuana plant than just
Smoking the bud.
right.
Yeah.
Because you can actually do uh, a CBD plant. You can actually do a hemp plant that grows like everything else, but it doesn't produce THC.
I remember Dad talking about back, the cattle ranchers back in the day, the best rope they could get was hemp rope.
Special operations, that's the rope they use. The rope we use for fast roping is hemp rope because it can be used several times. A nylon rope, about 5 uses out of it of a company doing fast roping out of a helicopter, which I'll explain. You've got a rope that hangs down. You reach out, you grab the rope with your hands, you swing out on the rope. You got your feet around the rope
Wrapped.
like this. No, not wrapped.
Not wrapped.
No, you're just like this, and all you
Oh.
do is you let go, and you're fast roping down, and it's
I
up to
see.
your hands and your feet to slow you down before
Hopefully you
you
got
get
gloves
down.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom's character in Black Hawk Down, when they're fast roping onto the building top, and he starts to fast rope and he falls. That's what they were doing, is because it's a real quick infiltration without the helicopter having to land. But yeah, a hemp rope is stronger.
Well, it goes back to how it got Schedule 1s because of William Randolph Hearst owned one of the largest paper mills in the United States.
Right.
And I can't remember this device they came out with because making hemp paper was really hard to do. But then they came out with this machine that made it really simple and easy to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, we can't have that because hemp paper is way better than regular paper.
Exactly.
It don't hardly tear.
Yep.
It doesn't, when it gets wet, it don't just dissolve into shit. And he got with his lobbyist buddies and they made it Schedule 1.
I mean, your wife has a hemp hat,
Yeah.
and the more it gets wet,
The stiffer it gets.
the stiffer and the softer. I used to wear a hemp necklace that I would make with a skull that I had for years. And when I would first make it and I'd put it on, yeah, it'd be scratchy, itchy. But the more that, and I would leave it on.
Yeah.
I'd shower with it. It would collect the sweat, and it got softer, softer, softer. Hemp clothing the same way. But I would like to take this moment to wish all of my fellow veterans a happy Veterans Day. Yes, it's Tuesday. It sucks, but I know I'm going to celebrate tomorrow with my daughter because tomorrow's her birthday. She is turning 24 years old.
Man, you're old, dude.
Yeah. And I can honestly say that my daughter was not, I mean, obviously, not alive during 9/11. So everything that she's learned about 9/11, she learned in a book
Right.
or being told. And it was crazy right before I got out of the Army. No. Got kids that were in kindergarten during 9/11 because I got out in 14. But I've kept in contact with some of my guys that stayed in, and they were deployed with kids that weren't alive during 9/11, and it's
Right.
like, what the fuck? That just
Right.
it's crazy. But happy Veterans Day.
My hat's off. Salute.
I'm not gonna take my hat off because I've got my hair up. Those that know me on a personal level, yes, my hair is long, much like my beard. But you know where I've got you. The guys that I served with in the Marine Corps, the men and women that I served with in the Army. Yeah. But you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents.
J&M, solve the world. I have been James.
And I have been Matt. And on behalf of James and all of our listeners, you have a happy Veterans Day, and you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.
Whoops.
Oops. There we go. There you go.